Empty your mind.
Empty my mind.
Empty your mind.
Empty my mind.
Empty your mind of everything that doesn't have to do with fine dining. Fine dining. Breathing.
Hello, I'm J. Lewis. Every time I hear clear your mind or empty your mind, I just find myself thinking back to that. Fine dining and breathing. Honestly, what is clearing the mind? And can we even actually do that? Well, I do see the point in partially clearing our minds when we stop thinking so much about what's unnecessary and start focusing on what is necessary. That being said, it's not so much a clearing of the mind, is it? But rather a shift in our focus in our minds. Can we really empty our thoughts when our thoughts are constantly flowing? Is that the point that these enlightened masters want us to do? Because there's a great way to empty our thoughts.
Shh! TV!
Man, fall down. Funny.
Somehow, I don't think that is what the enlightened masters had in mind when they tell us to clear our minds. Our minds are constantly flowing with thought though. And even though they're constantly flowing, they may not even be the thoughts we want.
If you ever get into trouble, all you need to do is...
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
And when we let our thoughts jerk us around like this, we can easily fall into a negativity spiral. You might have known about this before, where you think about how bad one thing is, and then you think about how bad everything is, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and it can just ruin anyone's day, right? When we engage in a meditative exercise of clearing our mind, we're not actually trying to clear our mind so much as we are trying to redirect our focus. We are not trying to draw out thoughts away, but rather we are just watching them and letting them pass. And the moment we start observing them, we start calming them down. So we just take a few deep breaths, and then we just observe without judgment. And it sounds like it could be the simplest thing ever.
Empty your mind.
Okay, maybe it's not that simple. But what we are trying to do is not trying to not think of the thoughts, but rather just observe without judgment. After all, trying to not think about something is like trying to pour gasoline on the fire to put it out. It's just not gonna happen. So instead, the better thing to do, rather than constantly trying to push away these thoughts only to have them come back with a force, is just watch them. Watch them without judgment, without any real interference, and then to just letting them pass. And then once we do this, we find ourselves in a calmer, more tranquil state, where we are more aware of ourselves and the situation around us. And it is here we have moved towards a clear mind. Ooh. Now we can start creating. It's not enough to just watch our thoughts and calm them down, but now we can start refocusing them. Your physical reality doesn't have to match up with your thoughts. Your thoughts affect reality. And yes, reality does have some influence on you. But where many people get wrong is that they think this influence is stronger than it seems. The reality is that you can have a huge effect so long as you know what's going on up here. And to start knowing what's going on up here, to start watching it and shifting it in right ways, you first gotta calm it down. And I suspect that this is what these enlightened masters meant when they said, clear your mind. Not fine dining and breathing. And after all, if you want an empty mind, there's always television. I'm Jay Lewis. Thank you. Don't you have a video to do?